Good morning, everybody, on this Friday morning in Denmark. Today, we're going to looking at shipping. It's been a very long time since we have been looking at shipping, and yeah, just going to see how it is. Usually, that's a big reflection of how it goes in the markets or in the overall economy. So, if shipping is booming, then the economy is often booming as well. So yeah, let's see what it is. I will do the uranium recap when we have the weekly close. I'll do that tonight or in the evening. So stay tuned for that one. And yeah, let's stick right into the charts. As always, subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. You know what to do. You know what to do. Okay, looking at the Baltic Dry Index, the BDI. This is what I'm looking at here. And we're still, nothing has changed since we looked at it last time. We are in this downtrend channel right here. We have the three lows, which is very nice. Also, the last low you can see was on this trend line there, so that's quite bullish. Still, we're fighting with we're looking at the weekly now, so we're fighting with the 30 weekly moving average, which is the one you should use if you're trading or investing on a weekly time frame. That, in my opinion, we're fighting with that one, and we need to break the channel, and then the last one will be this one here coming across there. Again, for the inverted head and shoulders, maybe. So I will get very bullish on the Baltic Dry Index when we clear that one here at 1420, 1450, give or take. Boat and ETF shipping, you can see here again fighting with the 30 weekly. It's right there, and we have an internal trend line coming there, and we tagged it. Let me switch to normal candles now, and we tagged it. There it is. We tagged it and then we rolled over again. So nothing good here. The only thing is that we have confirmed a possible, again, it's a possible neckline. We don't know yet. So what we need to have is this one here. Then we needed to form here. We don't know yet, but we are adding it in. So we know that when we clear this one, then we have cleared the internal and the 30 weekly and the neckline. So we have three major resistances confirmed when we get above 29, 30, give or take. The BDRY, the dry bulk shipping. Last time we looked, let's go to the daily. Last time we looked, we had the breakout, and we almost tagged this low from over here, from December 2020, and now we are kind of rolling over again. And I think we still have the count. You can see here the count, the Elliott wave count we have. The 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this bottom holds, then that count is in play. If not, then we're going to visit the lows, at least back from May 2020. That's a big drop, as you can see. TNK, one of the bigger ones. I think it's a bigger. It's a 1.5K stock. Long-term trend line coming down here. We looked at that one, as you can see here. Tested it down to the 30 weekly. 30 weekly again. You can see how important it is. The 30 weekly. Use it. It's very good. It's a great tool. And what we're doing right now is we don't have an exact retest just yet, but we have had the pullback at least, and now we're fighting with that one right here. Right, so a possible bull flag, depending on how you draw it, but we need to clear the breakout high here at around 48, give or take, yeah, 48. But it seems like we're rolling over here, at least on the short term. Losing the 30 weekly would not be great. That means that we're in for a longer correction or a sideways action. And if we break that one here, as you know, that would be devastating. CTRM, nothing to do. We still the support is holding. The green support zone here is holding, and we have the upper long-term trend line coming down there. You can see it all the way from across. There it is. So we have this triangle that we need to look at. But my suspicion is that we break down here. We have had so many bounces, you can see, and each time we bounce, the rally we had a rally here, but that was some sort of financing, but the rallies are getting smaller and smaller. So I suspect that we will break down here at some point in time, and that would suck very much. Again, it could be a major capitulation move, and then we do like this, but then we have to wait and see. DSX, Nothing has changed since we looked at it last time. The long-term trend line is down here. We have our levels in that one, at around 6 and at around 18. This is what we're looking at right there. There it is. Again, head and shoulders formation for sure, and that we don't want to get below the neckline, which is right here. Let's make it blue. There it is, and make it quite bigger so we can see it. That's the neckline. We don't want to get below, and especially we don't want to lose the green zone at around 350. So that is that. So it looks like a topping pattern here. Again, we are below the 30 weekly. So right now there's nothing bullish until we clear the 30 weekly and this trend line coming down right there. You can see it. So that's the goals for this chart, is to take out these here and get it back above 4. Then it's very bullish, and we will probably take out the shoulder and then go higher. But for now, looks very bearish in my view. Easy, like this. Yeah, I have the upper rails here. You can see them right there. And just a bit of history. There was a bearish pennant, and now we're in this one here. Right there, you can see it. That's the formation. Going to the daily, what it seems like we're doing is that we are bull flagging here, just in the middle of that trend line coming across. And we need to take out these highs here. So that's the level to look for in my view. So when you clear on a daily, weekly basis, depending on how you want to do it, 11.8, then you have confirmed the bull flag here. So it is a mix right now of two things. It could go bullish again, and if we get back down below that one here, back into the formation, what you often see if this is a fake out, you go all the way back down to the lows at the 8.5. STNG long term, it looks really, really good, to be honest. You have that long-term trend line there. You have the inverted head and shoulders. The target is up here at around 70. Neckline, breakout, right? And then we are having a horizontal support and resistance at this pivot there at 40. And now you can see here, we also tagged it here in July in this bullish channel here, and we broke out. So in my view, pullback should be bought, but again, getting below 40, then that is where you should be looking for the exit in my view. You are also having some sort of, could be some topping pattern right there. So we need to make some higher highs here very shortly. FRO, again, long term on the weekly. Let me zoom out for you guys. There it is. This was long-term trend line that we broke, did a lot of retesting on right there. And then we have this pivot high here, which is now again support, quite similar to the STNG. And now we're bouncing back off again. A bit more momentum in this one, to be honest. Not that much toppiness. We have this green parallel channel coming all the way. So I would assume that if we get up here, then we need to bounce through. Otherwise, we might get a big rejection at this point. Remember, these shipping companies pays a hefty dividend. This one, for example, is 14%, but they pay anything between 5 and 20, 30, 40. They pay a hefty dividend. So GLBS is a very small one. Again, it's looking absolutely grim. As you can see here, we are still struggling with the 30 weekly. It's coming down right there. There it is. We have this one here. It's a very sharp wedge. So I need to see it clear above the 30 weekly, and then any pullback with a bullish formation is where I will be buying if I'm interested in it at that point in time. So yeah, but it's only a 30 million, 18 million market cap company, so be careful. GOGL, Google also pays 18%, bigger company. Again, looks not that good. Looking at the shorter term here, the March 2020 lows, head and shoulders, you can see it right there. Neckline straight across, bear flag, doesn't look good. And where are we now? We are below the neckline. There it is. And we just can't get through. So if we lose that low here, the breakdown low, then we're in for a bigger one. We have the bull flag target, the bear flag target, excuse me, here at around 4.65, 4.56, that range. And then they have the inverted head and shoulders, the head and shoulders target at around 3.6. That's quite a long way to go. That would also mean that we're getting a full retest of that one here, that long-term. You can see it here, that long-term trend line. So that would be a perfect buying opportunity if we get down here at the low end of the target of the head and shoulders. Great for a long-term hold in my view. Good dividend. I like it. We're not going to talk about that one. This is the TGH. I'm just waiting for a breakout here, basically. As you can see, last time we were also up here, trying to peak above, but yeah, we couldn't quite clear it. So we might need around 2 or 3 to go through. Otherwise, if we cannot do it this time, a buy here at around 27 could be an idea. Again, it pays only 3%, so it's not the best in the world. But basically, I'm just waiting for a break above the 42s. TORM is a Danish company. Again, you can see here we are below. Again, we tagged the 30 weekly. You can see how it acts at the 30 weekly. It's such an important moving average if you want to use that. The 30 weekly is very, very important for a bullish or bearish trend. And we are below right now, and we have made a lower low. So now I'm just waiting for this to be some sort of possible bull flag, hopefully. But I need the confirmation of the cycle high here, if that's what is where we're going. But still, it also pays a hefty dividend, 23%. But I am not a buyer up here for sure. I'm hopefully waiting for it to go lower. If we can get a third impulse low here at that trend line at around 140, that would be a great buying opportunity, depending on the high that we get here in some point in time. So SB, you can see it there. That's the big one. That is the one to get through. We have the lower one here. Horizontal is right here at around 4, and we just can't seem to break through the 4. And quite similar to some of the others, you are seeing these toppy mountains here, and you have made a lower low right there. So there's nothing bullish on this stock right now. We are below 4, below the 30 weekly, and you have also taken out a trend line that is coming up right there. You can see. So nothing bullish in the short term here for this one. If you wanna, you can have should bounce here on that lower trend line for the third touch at around 1.8. Depending on when it hit it, but 1.6, 1.8. So that's what I'm looking for on this stock. So nothing bullish on SB. SBLK, again, looks grim. In the short term, at least. This was the main one where we broke out in 2020. And now what I'm seeing here is the head and shoulders. The target, I think we should add that in for you guys. So we have the numbers. The target is roughly, very quickly drawn here, is roughly at 8.4, give or take. I think it will play out. It's such a textbook head and shoulders. Again, we're below the 30 weekly. And when we get too far down below 17, 16, that's when you start the move down here to around 8, in my view. Not looking good. Sim, I know many are in Sim. They paid a good dividend, but now they don't. I don't exactly know. I think they withdrawn all the dividends. Anyways, you can look that up yourself. Again, we're coming into the IPO level, which is very often where you see a bounce. However, we're still in the downtrend. Right there it is. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. We're getting, every time we tag it, we're getting rejected. It's quite clear. Below the 30 weekly again. And yeah, if you wanna, you can buy the low here. You should have your stops in place, I would have to say. But also, when are we bullish? We need to get above 16, that one here, and the 30 weekly. But that's late into Q4 this year before that happens, if that happens anyways. GNK, quite similar to the SBLK one. Head and shoulders, doesn't look good. I will not do the measured move because it takes too much time. You can do it yourself, but it's somewhere around, somewhere around here at around 7. So yeah, a lot of topping patterns here for the shipping companies, the way I see it. Also here, NAT, Nordic American Tankers, bearish wedge here. It should resolve to the downside. We also have a low head and shoulders. So it's not a topping pattern, but it is still a head and shoulders. And yeah, nothing bullish about that one. So still, we haven't even broken the long-term trend here. So that's not very good compared to the others, which has broken them, but it's now also seeing reversals all over. EGLE, similar, similar, similar. Let's me zoom in to get the correct view. Head and shoulders, neckline coming. It's a bit angled here, but it's still valid. We have a long-term horizontal support and resistance at around 42. So when we get below this one here, I would say even below the neckline, you're actually getting below right now this week. So getting below the 42, the 40s, then you should see, you should see a big drop in this one, to be honest. And you might pick it up here at around 27. So bearish again for this one. ESA, how big is that one? It's a smaller one. Looking more bullish than the others, to be honest. We had the breakout here of that long-term bad boy coming down there. And you have the lower trend line, and we're in some sort of bull flag here. But again, I think if all the others does the breakdowns from the head and shoulders, I can't see why this one should go. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it will not. But definitely more bullish in the bull flag above the 30. You see it tagged right there above the 30 weekly moving average, and yeah, let's see what it does in that bull flag. Dividends 8%, not too shabby. Toro, we will not talk about that one, and we will not talk about this one as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Shipping, again, if you like shipping, let me know in the comments below. I will do them more often. But right now, shipping looks very weak overall. 2 out of 3, I think, has some very, very bearish setups, like a head and shoulders that is about to trigger at the neckline, or we have a bearish wedge also that is about to trigger to the downside, or bear flags all over the place. So shipping looks very bad. Again, what does that say on the economy? You do your own conclusion. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. At least I did. And we will see you in the next one. Uranium will come up in like 12 hours or so, give or take. Cheers.